Hello, so today I will be covering the 7 wonders of the world and their importance. The 7 wonders of the world show everything human beings are capable of. We should all care about them because as humans, we have the capacity to do anything if we just put our mind to it. The 7 wonders of the world are the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus at Rhodes, and the lighthouse at Alexandria. Each wonder has a very interesting story as to why they were put there. The Great Pyramid, located at Giza on the west bank of the Nile River north of Cairo in Egypt, is the only wonder of the ancient world that has survived to the present day. This pyramid covers 13 acres and is believed to contain more than 2 million stone blocks that weigh from 2 to 30 tons each. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were said to have been planted as high as 75 feet in the air on a huge square brick terrace that was laid out in steps like a theater. The king allegedly built the towering gardens to ease his lover's homesickness for the natural beauty of her home and media. Later writers described how people could walk underneath the beautiful gardens which rested on tall stone columns. The famed statue of Zeus, the king of the gods in Greek mythology, was crafted by the sculptor Phasidus, and completed and placed in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, site of the ancient Olympics, around the mid-5th century BC. The statue depicted the god of thunder seated bare-chested at a wooden throne. Holding up the throne armrest were 2 carved sphinx, mythical creatures with the head and chest of a woman, the body of a lion, and the wings of a bird. The statue of Zeus was richly decorated with gold and ivory. At 40 feet, it was so tall that its head nearly touched the top of the temple. According to the legend, the sculptor Phasidus asked Zeus for a sign of his approval after finishing the statue. Soon after, the temple was struck by lightning. The original Temple of Artemis was designed by the Cretan architect and his son, and decorated by some of the most celebrated artists of the ancient world. The building burned on July 21st, 356 BC, according to the legend the same night that Alexander the Great was born. It was torched by a Greek citizen who claimed he burned the marble so that his name would be known to history. He was put to death and the government declared it illegal to ever utter his name. Located in what is now southeastern Turkey, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus was a tomb built by the Artemision for her husband, the king of Cardia, in Asia Minor, after his death in 353 BC. Mausolus was also Artemisia's brother, and according to the legend, she was so grief-stricken at his passing that she mixed his ashes with water and drank them, in addition to ordering the mausoleum's construction. The massive mausoleum was made entirely of white marble and is thought to have been about 135 feet tall. The Colossus at Rhodes was an enormous bronze sculpture of the sun god Helios, built by the Rhodians over 12 years in the 3rd BC. The city was the target of a siege early in the 4th century BC, and according to legend, the Rhodians sold the tools and equipment left behind by the Macedonians to pay for the Colossus. Designed by the sculptor Chares, the statue was at 100 feet, the tallest of the ancient world. It was completed around 280 BC and stood for 60 years until it was toppled in an earthquake. It was never rebuilt. Most believe that it depicted the sun god standing naked while he lifted a torch with one hand and held a spear in the other. It was once believed that the statue stood with one leg on each side of a harbor, but most scholars now agree that the statue's legs were most likely built close together to support its immense weight. The lighthouse of Alexandria was located on a small island called Pharos, near the city of Alexandria, designed by the Greek architect and completed around 270 BC, during the reign of Ptolemy II. The lighthouse helped to guide the Nile River ships in and out of the city's busy harbor. Archaeologists have found ancient coins on which the lighthouse was depicted, and from then deduced that the structure had 3 tiers, a square level at the bottom, an octagonal level in the middle, and a cylinder level on top. Above that stood a 16-foot statue, most likely of Alexander the Great, for whom the city was named. Although estimates of the lighthouse height have ranged from 200 to 600 feet, most modern scholars believe it was about 380 feet tall. Overall, the seven wonders of the world are all very interesting and all have a very different meaning behind them. Taking just a few minutes out of your day to look into them could show what human beings are truly capable of doing when we come together.